So it says that we're leaving San Pedro Valley Park. Reminder, the park gates closed, locked at 5 p.m. So it's maybe 1:45 now. Got plenty of time. In the distance, you'll see the cliffside of Montara Mountain, the outcroppings of rocks where water comes dripping down when it rains heavy, and waterfalls, and then this part says ending San Pedro Valley County Park. Montara Mountain Trail continues. The Montara Mountain Road is straight ahead. That's for bikers. And Montara State Beach is ahead. Miles. Beach is exactly 2.9 miles. 7.7 mile to the road, and the trail keeps going till you get there. That's the end of San Pedro Valley Park Trail. To go down to the visitor center, it's only 1.4 miles down. So I didn't climb as much as I thought I did. I thought maybe 2.25 miles. So, I lied. What can I say? Sensitive habitats keep on trail. No lie. I've never been around this bend. Let me go ahead and pan back out. I haven't been around this little trail here. I'm just curious as to what you can see from here. I should be heading back down, but my curiosity's got the best of me. I've never been this far. A long time ago, but as far as like with a camera. Don't make a liar out of me, Frank. But some interesting habitat here. We're into the federal area here now. Federal B, Bureau of Land Management area. So we got stairs. Here's some stairs. And 2, 3, and 4. There's another trail over there. Going down to the beach, I guess. I'm not sure. Got all kinds of these little trails here. Very, very interesting. What an eye-opener. This is looking in a due north is that way. Due west is this way. Due south is the mountain, and due east is the mountain. So I'm heading in an easterly direction. I want to see if I can film some straight shots to the valley down below. Got another switchback here. I wish I was back in the sun because a little breezy and cool right here. But you can see, oh wow, what a view. And then, of course, San Francisco Airport is to the east of us, about 20 miles. And those jets take off right out over the ocean. I don't know if I can zoom in on that one, but it goes way to Australia, Japan, China, you name it, it goes out that way. And the jet path, there you go. Now you can see the jet. I can't tell you what flight that is, but kind of white. Might be Virgin Airlines, God knows. They have a Virgin Airlines terminal over at San Francisco Airport, SFO. There you go. Let's see what we got ahead of us here. Okay, so that's the trail I came on in the sun. That's why the trail I gotta head back on. That's the junction. This is to go back, and this is to go straight ahead up the top of another 1.5 miles to the very top of the mountain. I will take this another day. Sorry to say, but it is so beautiful. I feel bad about having to do that, but I won't have time to get back to see the tax man. But I will come back another day. But it's been wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful hike. About a 3.5 mile loop for me today. Not much. But again, time restrictions. What can I say? We're not for now. Well, I'm back to the sunny side of the street, back to the trail switch, the extension, and heading back down. And just totally amazed at why in the wintertime, you know, spring, yes, summer, yes, fall even more because the weather's great. But really amazed why this trails aren't used more, you know, during the winter time. I mean, the weekend you'll see a few people, maybe a handful, maybe 10 people at the most on these trails. And winters sometimes could be even better than the summer because of its brightness of the sun. And I'm shocked I don't see any chemtrails in the air today. Because when I used to live here, I used to get frustrated to see patterns in the sky of chemtrails. I moved from here, about 4 years ago. And when I used to see that, I said, what are they doing to our skies? Why are they doing this? And I used to think, maybe because of the drought years, they're trying to seed the clouds or make clouds happen. But no. They're up to something much more sinister. I don't know whether it's because they buy into the whole global warming, global climate change, and trying to control it. But I think the best way they can control that, really, is to build with some forethought. Because I watched a video the other night about how much sand is being removed from areas, beaches, and areas, and they've been building for so many, really building since the advent of concrete. And I guess I'm thinking since about the 1900s. What are we in, 2018? Mega tons of, billions of tons of sand removed from beaches and tidal areas can cause a shift in plates. And I think possible, this guy was going a little too extreme thinking about the axis shift, but I still think it can cause problems with tides, tidal movements, and even some possible warming in the temperatures in the water in different areas but then again, you see in other parts of where the amounts of snow have been falling have been so heavy in Montreal, Canada, Toronto, the Great Lakes. There's an American ship that's been stuck there in the harbor of Montreal for the past 3 months. Hasn't been able to break free out of its port. And they got much more ice in the Antarctic. I know the tip broke off of that one spot across from Cape Horn in South America, Tierra del Fuego. But the other side is just accumulating much more snow. So it's, you talk about imbalances. The weight of the snow could be shifting water patterns and weather patterns, who knows. Now there's the flat earth people that talk about how Antarctica is just we're in a big disc instead of a sphere, and Antarctica is completely surrounding the whole disc. And planes don't really cross the equator, they cross a median. And that's based on some biblical theory that, God obviously created the earth as a land firmament, and then there's the sky firmament, and then the heaven firmament and the stars. But it's pretty hard to conceive of that when you think about how much we know now about things like, the season changes in North and South America, the axis moving, the speed, the gravitational pull, the space station. If we had a dome over this flat Earth, then we'd be crashing into it all the time after we hit a certain point. But I know it's really a kind of far out theory. But I know if you look at any Bible, it shows the Earth as being this, like a semi-round dome on a disc with elephants and pillars holding it up. Now, that was what they drew it in as back in the time before they knew the Earth was round sphere, like our planets, and our moon, and the sun. But it does make you think. Just some random thoughts here. Over enough for now. Well, here we are on the other extension to the Montara Mountain Brookside Trail, and just wanted to get a chance to go maybe a quarter mile in to see, kind of like what it looks like over here. That's the sunnier trail. This will take you out to Montara Mountain as well. But I think this might be a bike-friendly trail. I'm not sure if it's a GGNRA at this point, or if it's still the San Pedro Valley County Park Trail. But anyway, bottom line is it's pretty much same habitat, but it looks like it's a wider trail. So I'm thinking it could be some bicycles that come up through here, because it's more biker-friendly. Again, bicycles, not motorcycles. And I used to be a motorcycle dirt bike rider years ago when I was like in my early 20s, late teens. But those days are over. But it's good to see my grandson learning how to dirt bike and enjoy the sport. I have so many fun, but it is hard on the environment. But you got to have specific areas set aside where they go for that particular sport. But we used to ride all over these hills. Really, I mean, not this particular trail, but further on the other side of Montara Mountain. There was a Pacifica Motorcycle Club that used to, part of the AMA. We used to do our dirt biking over there, but they shut it down from motorcycling because of the erosion it caused. So, anyway, that's the story on that. As it continues through the Manzanita Forest. So beautiful. And I'm not sure if this one connects to the down portion. I may just do that. And I may be just blazing a new trail down to the park. So maybe I should just stay on this trail and not worry about going back where I came and explore new areas. That is something interesting. You go, yeah, that's a public regular trail, so I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom and get back to my pickup truck where I started. See if I can find any kind of sign down here. Maybe, but we'll see. So beautiful. Like I said, look at all those eucalyptus trees down there. Look at that forest. And again, the Hazelnut Trail is on the other side of that valley where I was, way in the distance, way in the distance. Let's see if I can pan over there and you can see how far I was from here. Really only, as the crow flies, about 1.5 miles, but that's the forest way over there that I was when I took the shots of those X's in the structure. And I still think it's a possible anomaly in my photo on a timestamp. I am still thinking that these areas in the San Francisco watershed have bipedal activity. That's just in case you may or may not agree with me. Uh-oh. Well, I'm heading back up because I don't think this side trail leads to where it's direct to where my truck is parked. So I'm gonna go back up to the head of this trail and make a quick left back to the trail I came on, which is the Brook Creek Trail, that connects to the trout farm trail. Hi, how are you today? Enjoy your hike. Yeah. So, you see a few winter hikers. Thank goodness people are using these trails. They are so beautiful. And we do not get harsh weather in the wintertime here. Cool. Once in a while it'll be a cold day, but cold to us is 40 something during the day and 30 something at night. But most of the time it averages between 55 and 58 during the day and 45 to 48 at night. And like last week, we got a few 70-degree days, fall, spring. But once March comes, we'll start getting days in the high 60s, low 70s. And by April, we'll be getting a few small little spring heat waves in the 70s and 80s. And by summertime, it'll cool back down to the 70s in this area and the 60s in the coast. So here I go, back to the head of the extended trail. This would take me back down this way. This is the way I came. Better to be safe than to be a mile away from your vehicle trying to get back. I gotta get back to my truck in about half an hour because I gotta get up to the other part of the Pacifica to my appointment. But there's no need to stop now. It's all downhill. As you can see, easy trail here. See these plants here? All these plants grow real big. These are like Chilean big plants. I forget the name of them, but they grow in abundance here. Maybe they're yarrow, I'm not sure, but they look like this big, huge Chilean green, not like fern, but like a yarrow plant. They will bloom in about a month and a half, 2 months, with a white flower. It smells like corn. Yarrow. It smells so good. Okay, over now for now. Well, I'm progressing along downhill. Want to take a real quick stop just to go back to the area where I was looking at the mountainside, and Montara Mountain where I was at before was up there. And the very top is, you go to the top, the GGNRA trail is up there, the end of the Montara Mountain Trail. But anyway, had to show you the view. So I'm moving my way back down. I got a mile to go or so. I had to get through the eucalyptus forest till I get to the little park entrance and make my way to my truck, which is another quarter mile from there. I'm having a heck of a time today. Great time. But we're not for now. Well, Pampas Grass up on the trail in the Manson. Maybe about a half mile from the end of the trail. Making pretty good timing. A lot easier going down there, just going up. You can see these Manzanita roots are really doing a number on the trail, but you just gotta lift your feet. I don't remember the last time I came on the trail where it was really muddy, but I'm sure last year would have been the year. You would slip and slide all over the place. But see this madrone tree right here? That's a California madrone. The difference between him and the manzanita is the color, the darkness of the bark. They're related, but they're such beautiful trees. That's one of my favorite trees that grow here in California. And they grow in the western states, but mostly, you know, Nevada, Southern Oregon. They're a beautiful tree though. So we're going to be going down to the bridge now. I was thinking 2 bridges, but there's just one. Got another couple hundred yards to get to the bridge, where it gets opened up again. Still keep my eye open for sign of anything unusual, tree placement, limbs, branches, X's, even a timestamp if I can find one, but I think I got a greater chance of that on the other side, which is much more heavily forested. Over there on that trail, that's the Hazelnut Trail, the beautiful Hazelnut Trail. That's where I think you see most of your structure over here in this park. Just beautiful. More Pampas grass. This stuff really attaches itself to the mountainside, and it grows wild here like crazy all over the California coast. And I understand it's not native, but you could fool me to the coast. So much of California has this stuff, and I know it grows in other states too, but it's thick here. I think you would call it a Mediterranean temperate plant, but I'm telling you, we used to love to cut the limbs off and use the decorations, stick it in a wicker basket or a clay pot and call it a house plant back in the day. But you know, if you're allergic, they will make you sneeze, but they are so soft they will tickle you to death, as you can see. Yeah, I'm coming up to the bridge now. And I said there was 2, there's 1. And this is usually the spot. Beginners make it to about this spot and they kind of turn around and go back. It's a beautiful, well-built bridge. They put this one in about 20 years ago. And really held in there, pressure treated, and redwood. They did a good job on it. Over now for now. We're coming into the beginning of the eucalyptus forest for a bit, the groves. And these babies are probably about between 80 and 100 years old, I'm sure, maybe more. Pacifica was first settled by the Spaniards back in, they had a little chapel and I want to call it a cuartel where the Spanish troops used to board back in the 1800s. About 1850, and Bartolomeo de Anza came in 1780s to the top of Montara mountain to spot the Pacific Ocean, and they have a founder spot, and we have a sister city. Pacifica has a sister city in Spain. It's in Catalonia, the northeast coast, a little south of Barcelona, where Bartolomeo de Anza came into California and discovered the bay and the ocean. Oh, not the ocean, that was already discovered, but the San Francisco Bay was from that spot. He could see the San Francisco Bay, and it was so much fog when they first came in they couldn't tell what was there. But tons of eucalyptus trees now. These were planted back in the 1850s, and they just grow like crazy. They used to use them for railroad ties. This climate's very similar to Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and Spain, and Portugal, and France. But anyway, make a long story short, they have a college in Cupertino, California, which is just a little north of San Jose, where it's called De Anza College, and De Anza Boulevard in San Jose, and a few other spots. But they dedicated it to it. They honor the Spanish heritage of our state. The missions, the 26, I believe, missions that go from San Diego all the way up to El Camino Real, up as far north as Sonoma, California, or Solano. And the first governor of California was Vallejo, General Vallejo, who fought for independence, for breaking away from Spain and making California a republic, like something like Texas was a Texas republic before it became a state of the United States. They didn't like the Spanish domination, but a lot of them were Spaniards. Some were Basques, some were Spaniards, some were Castellanos, some were Portuguese. But they wanted to break away from the flag of Spain. And they didn't want to be part of Mexico either. So they declared themselves a republic. So that's California history for you. A lot of Mexicans come here thinking that oh, this is where they had loads of Mexicans living here, you know. And all the states that Mexico claimed, there was a total of 40,000 Mexicans that were actually Mexican heritage that lived in 8 states. So that's not very many. And those that decided to stay became Americans, and those that decided to go back joined the Mexican army and went south, and the rest is history. But the bottom line is California has very, very interesting history, different than any other, well, similar to, like, you know, New Mexico and Colorado, but even more profound because it became a republic for 2 years or so. And then when John C. Fremont and all those people came, here, these eucalyptus are really tall. They're about 100 to 200 feet tall, and they smell so good. They just smell so lovely. Well, I'm back to the spot I was before, where I saw the crossing X's here, and it really has me curious. Like, one more picture of that. Oh, no, I didn't want to get that. Hold on. I didn't want to get that. I don't want, all these guys are messaging me. I want to end my messages. I want to get back to my filming. But anyway, sorry about that. I hate that when it happens when I'm in my filming. This is a kind of a squatchy spot right here with the tree crisscrossing the X's. But, and again, like I say, I'm not 100% guaranteed. That tree may have just fallen like that, and it's not an anomaly, but it sure makes me think. Then as you look up here, the grove goes up to the side of the mountain. I love these little cool spots and how thick that they are. And the birds just love to make homes. And I'd be wondering what other creature makes their homes up in there. It would be really good to know.